So welcome to Rob's Fix-It Shop. Today, so I've been working on it. You notice I haven't put up a video for a while. I've just been working on a bunch of stuff that is kind of interesting. I worked on an old oscilloscope that I got for $5 at a garage sale, and I just kind of gave up on that. And then I'm working on an amplifier project, and but I keep ordering different parts, and they're coming from China, so it takes a while. I'm also working on a laptop that had water damage, and so I'm working on that. I'm not going to make a video on that, but anyway, so I've just had a lot of things that I've started but haven't been able to fix. So the other day, my wife's cousin asked me if I could work on a record player, and I said, sure, I can work on a record player. And he said it's an old one, and so this is what he came up with. So I thought I'm waiting on parts on this laptop, and so I thought, well, I'd work on this. This Thomas Edison record player, essentially. I guess I never realized it was as old as this, but I thought it would be kind of fun to take a look at it. I'm going to clean up all this stuff, put it on hold for a little while, and I thought tonight I'd open this up and take a look and see. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's probably just kind of gummed up over time, but we'll see. I'll take a look at it. So here it is closer up. I can't see the plate completely there. We'll have to wait a little bit. It looks like everything's here. I don't know. I've never worked on one before. Looks like the belt here needs to be replaced. It's really loose. But yeah, we'll get it apart. I don't know if there's a needle under there or not, but yeah, let's take it apart. Looks like this part right here swings out and holds that in place. And here's the record. I don't know what it is. Father of Victory March, NM band. So hopefully we'll get a chance to play that. Looks a little corroded here. We'll have to take care of that. And there's a serial number. So let's take it apart. All right, well, let's see what's underneath. Stuff rolling around in there. These screws are all rusted. Okay, and then take the crank off. It feels fully wound up. Looks like I'll have to glue some stuff. So, okay, I can see something right away. It's missing on the governor here. So how does this work? So it looks like it. Well, that's a good sign. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find the other part of that inside here. There it is. Good, both screws are in there. And there's a penny in there. Wheat cent. 1956 on the penny. Yeah, so there's the part from the governor that's off. Let's see if we can reattach that. You know, everything in here looks pretty good, and the spring doesn't look like it's broken. So this one has the washer on it. Well, that's looking pretty good. Yeah, who knows the last time this has worked. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off. Well, it seems to be turning, but this doesn't look right. I don't. Huh. Well, that doesn't seem right. There we go. So there's our needle mechanism. I'll have to take a closer look to see what it actually looks like there. Yeah, you can kind of hear it. So, I don't know, it seems like functionally it works. I'm going to have to clean all this up. Clean up the mechanism underneath. This looks like it's had some hard times. That looks like it's nailed right here, and that's it. Oh, no, it has it opens. Well, I'll be damned. Anyways, but I'll have to do some repair on this. And then it does have a decal across the front, but that's completely been lost. This has been lost. I don't know what to do about this. Guess I could probably make something for that. Broken there. So it'll require a little woodworking. Alright, so it's out to the workshop with this, and then for the other thing I'm just going to take that out and clean that up, and I'll be back. So there's our mechanism. It's kind of interesting, I think this here is supposed to adjust. Oh, I see. So as that moves out, that adjusts the speed by kind of braking right there. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll go clean this off. So here's the motor all cleaned up. I cleaned all the old grease off, put new grease in, oiled the spindles, and everything seems to be working great. I wind it up here. Then this little lever here just has a bumper that bumps against this pad here, stops it. But then when you remove that, the little weights come out and they pull that wheel outward. And then if you look at this screw right here, this is speed control. It's just kind of moving these pads here so that the weights can pull out further and that can push in like that. So it's quite the cool mechanism. So this is our speed control here. Yeah, but it's working great, so I'm pretty happy. And all I had to do was reattach this and clean it up, and essentially that's it. Okay, so I'm up in my workshop, and this is a cabinet that I'm working on that I should actually be working on instead of this, but whatever. So here's the decal, and the decal is completely rubbed off, and so I think I'm just gonna sand this completely down, and I don't know, I'm gonna get it looking nice, and I think I actually have a router bit to do this. Although if you look at the bottom, a couple of things. One, it's got a foot here but no other feet, and so I don't know what was going on with that. And there's this gap here even though it's screwed in, so I'm going to pull those screws, but I'm going to try to rebuild this. It looks like it's broken pretty cleanly at the glue line, and I could just take a new piece of wood and do it. I don't know. That might be better because it might be hard to match up. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. And then on this one, obviously it needs gluing, but it's also got this tear in the veneer. And I don't know, it's got a little bit of that over here as well. I don't know what to do there. I mean, I could put some new, cut that and then put some new veneer in. Or I could just leave it, glue this down, leave it. I might just do that. I don't think, I mean it might, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so, I don't know, I'm going to have to do this in two parts. I do have this that I think can give me this, and I can sand this down to get the rest, and then I think this bit is gonna be pretty good for doing this here, and I'll have to sand that to get the rest. But I think that part that's interesting is that it's actually just a little bit of it that's missing from it, and I suppose you could turn it towards the back and just make it flush. But I don't think that's the way it originally was. So I don't know, I'll try to make it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to get this little thing right here, and I don't know, I'm having a hard time doing it. I'm still looking at it. Yeah, we're getting close there. So there it is. I don't know. It's close. It still needs a little work, but you know, it's pretty close. And so this end will come up against here. So I'm just going to take a smidgen off both these sides. I don't have a planer, so that it'll glue up nicer. So this side is actually where it starts to curve off. Just the very end of it broke off, so I'm gonna actually cut this back because I've got the extra room on that piece of on the trim piece I made.
FM and AM 1300 WQD in Princeton, St. Cloud. It's 1 p.m.
Alright, so then we can put that away, let that dry up. So it looks like just this one corner is loose, so I just knocked it open a little bit, and then I'm going to put some glue on it and see if I can get the glue in the joint, and then I'll just glue it up. But yeah, it's kind of interesting that that's the only bad joint. Well, the glue did get in there, but I had to really get a lot of clamps on there to get it tight. But I think that'll be good. Now we gotta look at this guy. Oh, let's look at this one first. This is the top, and it's really come loose, but it's not all that tight of joints in here. I mean, I'm just trying to decide whether to use wood glue on that or not, because there's kind of a lot of gaps in there. Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of gaps in there. I don't know if wood glue is going to do a great job on that. So I think I might epoxy that together, which is something I don't have to do with woodworking. So I took my chisel and I carved out that really bad part. There are some parts up here that are bad too. I'm just going to leave them. They'll add a little bit of character, but this was really looking bad. Well, here I am the next day. I had to clean up. Obviously, it was a real mess in here. One thing is when I cleaned this glue joint, it moved the screw holes slightly. And so I had to re-drill these holes, kind of countersunk them a little bit. I did it by putting the screws in here, screwing it to here, and then marking where the lines were, and then using those to drill through the right size into here. There isn't much room there, so you got to be a little bit careful. Here you can see, I don't know how this is going to look, but I put just some veneer. I just cut this thin off another piece of oak or whatever, and we'll see. I'm going to try to stain that to get it to match. It should be all right. I don't know. I'm a little not sure. I mean, I almost want to use a dark stain because that'll hide some of these color differences. But on the other hand, I think it might look prettier with a kind of like a golden oak or something. So I'll have to kind of mess around with that. And here you can see I carved these out and tried to get them as good as I could. It's still a little bit off, but I think they'll look fine. Yeah, but that's the new piece of wood on there. And yeah, I think after staining it'll look all right. And then here, the epoxy really worked nice on here. It kind of, this feels nice and as solid as it can be for how thin it is. So anyway, so now I'm just ready to stain. Oh yeah, that's a ticket. That looks really nice. And it kind of matches pretty good. It's a little bit lighter, but I'll come through here again and I'll put a second coat on just this part, kind of bring the color in a little bit. Yeah, I think that matches pretty nice. Okay, so I've got my stuff all varnished and sanded. And I ended up using 3 coats of varnish on here just to kind of fill in these gaps a little bit. And so I just have to put it all together. Should be interesting to see how that goes. So there it is. It looks, I think it looks pretty darn nice. It was, like I said, it was missing this chunk of wood here, and there are some problems with the veneer over here. But let's flip it open and flip it around. I mean, there was a tiny bit of the Edison decal that was missing from here, but let's wind it up. Turn it on. And then this is the speed adjustment. I don't know what the speed's supposed to be, but most of the adjustment happened to be with this screw right here, and that adjusts how far this settles down onto here. And that spring connects with this screw right here, and so most of my adjustment wasn't there. I also had to come in here and get this so that it properly moved up and down, because that was kind of touching against here, so I had to bend that out. But yeah, so it was a little bit of touchy work getting this just right. I never was able to get this out because it's stuck in there, and this pot metal is starting to kind of delaminate, or whatever you want to call it. So I didn't take it out, but you can see here some of the pot metal starting to crack, so I tried not to mess with that too much. And so let me take the crank out. Then you can see that it'll open up for maintenance. I don't know, this piece of wood's awfully thin for how much it's holding up there. But yeah, so it gives you quick access to the governor and the pads if you needed to replace those. And yeah, and it just comes up. Just move that down. And yeah, let's try it again. Well, that's a look at our Edison turn of the century cylinder phonograph. Most of the work was getting that governor fixed up again, but then really a big part of it was just cleaning everything up. I used a lot of brake cleaner fluid, and cleaned it all off, and then re-greased it, and oiled all the points in here and greased those, and made sure that everything was working pretty good. And this diaphragm here, I read where, you know, these should be fixed up because there's a little cork gasket in there. I kind of went in there a little bit, and truth be told, this pot metal kind of looked like it was separating a little bit, and I didn't want to go in any further and mess with it. But you know, maybe somebody else is a little more courageous than me, but overall it seems to be working pretty good. I have the one cylinder, and so I'm a little tired of this. I don't have a horn for it. So I made my own out of paper. But But that's the video, and I appreciate you coming along for the ride. And usually I work on electronics, but this was a purely mechanical device. And so anyways, if you like the video, please hit like and subscribe, and thanks for coming along.